Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Sympathy Kiss, continuing Yoshioka's route. Well, now Rokuro's route, because now we're calling each other by our first names, because we just boned the man last time. So, did you pace yourselves? You're like the morning after now, ready for it? The day after the day after? Anyway, when I woke the next morning, Rokuro was still asleep beside me. His chest gently rose and fell with each breath. My heart filled with adoration at his sleeping form. Girls definitely got it bad. Oh, oh, oh. See, now we get shirtless. I'm here for this. What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream? You look emotional. That's a weird thing to say. I mean, I placed my hand over Rokuro's, shaking my head as I told him I was just overflowing with joy. So I am emotional then. I'm overflowing with joy. Joy is an emotion. Oh, I'm happy too. I snuggled into his arms. We lay entwined once again, his gentle kisses falling on my forehead and cheeks like rain. You really do enjoy kisses. Well, I have plenty. I bet you do. Okay, this is a very awkward CG. It was better before you tried to do the leaning in for a kiss, because now it just seems awkward. Like, when you just stare at it for a hot second. You're like, nope, awkward. This is like the wrong type of freeze frame. Like when you're watching a movie and you just pause it and you're like, this was a really not great place to pause it. That's what it feels like, so. Our gentle exchange gradually deepened as his tongue found mine. My body rose and responded to his every cue. Oh, we get morning after sex too. Okay, sure. You're a quick learner. I'll teach you more. Wow, that's a little condescending. You know, you were doing good until that. Like, you're a quick learner. I'll teach you more. I mean, I guess I could kind of get it because, like, each new person, it's like a learning experience because you got to learn what they like and how to respond to them because, like, each person's different. So the things that person A likes, person B might not like. But it just sounds really condescending when a man says, "Oh, you're a quick learner, but I'll teach you more." You know what? There's something gross about that. I am not here for this today, sir. You just kind of ruined the moment. And if my vagina weren't already internal to my body, it would have crawled further in. So I think it closed itself down. Please, please, I'm gonna go now. It felt like I was drowning in the ocean of his ardent love. Gonna teach me more. I just, we just turned the dial back to no, thanks. Sharing a blissful time with Rokuro in bed, I suddenly grew afraid. I asked if I could really be this happy. No, you're gonna wake up and realize it was all fucking a dream and you're stuck in your boring ass fucking life. Don't worry. I'll make you even happier from now on, Spacey. Just you wait. And then the awkward kiss again. With that said, Rokuro kissed me again. Bubbling over with happiness, I found his hand and squeezed it tightly. Although, to be fair to her, isn't that all how we all feel when you're like in a really, I'm having a really great day. Oh, everything's gonna hit the fucking, oh god, everything's going straight to hell now after the, you know what I mean? Like, we're used to the highs and lows of life. Some of us are used to more lows than anything. So when you're on a high, you're like, oh, it's gonna hurt when I fall. I don't like it, you know? So you have to be like content with the like my yesterday, which is I recorded the last part yesterday, grocery shopping. Woo! I went grocery shopping and a nice lady complimented me. I got dressed up and I went grocery shopping. And I was like, you know, I don't want to do it all the time because now I've become like agoraphobic. I don't want to leave my fucking house. I don't want to leave my house. I gotta leave my house. I don't want to leave my house. It took me 2 weeks to get up the balls to go grocery shopping again. Like, seriously. You know what I mean? Even though my brain was like, okay, we could just go. No. I'm just going to wait and see if my stuff comes in stock on Amazon. Like, no, never did. And then I went and I'm like, it's really not that bad because I don't mind driving my car. And where I go to the grocery store is really tiny little back roads that, like, nobody drives down, and like it's quick, easy. There's literally no one on the road. When you get behind one car, you're like, wow, it's amazing. There's like literally no one because like the cut through down there, it's like a little bridge that goes over the highway. So there might be people getting on or off that exit, but it's not really, again, much traffic for an exit or entrance to a highway. Okay. It actually might be the bypass to the other highway because it's like I know where to get on the highway, and I don't know why there'd be an exit here too. So I think it's like the bypass, which is like a toll road, and like nobody's driving. Like not a lot of people drive on that. And I'm going in the middle of the day, like 2 o'clock. Nobody's on the fucking road. But then the back road that goes down to the shopping plaza is all just businesses. So like unless you're hitting it at the right in the morning or right in the late afternoon when everyone's leaving work or lunchtime, nobody's on that road ever. Ever. You know? So, like, it's perfect. So that I don't have to also worry if something were to happen, because, like, I'm technically not supposed to drive. Because, like, but I haven't blacked out in over a year, so I'm probably fine. And, like, I know myself enough to go, like, I've been good for the last few days. Like, okay, I'm not having my issues where I feel weird, so, like, we'll be fine. Also, I would never put my car at risk. Fuck myself and other people. Seriously, don't care. I care more about my car than anything. I will not put my car at risk, you know? So like but like I don't mind going to the grocery store and spending like 30 minutes running around because there's like 7 people there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and like whatever. You know what I mean? That's my late lunch at the grocery store. Whatever. But like that, and like I ordered some stuff, so my package came in. I wasn't expecting to get it, and I was just very excited. So like that was like the best thing ever. Little things like that, because otherwise, like big moments like this, I'd be like, oh God, I'm gonna wake up and Beto's gonna stab me in the face or something before I got to push her off a building. It's just not gonna be fair. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I would be afraid of being this happy too, because like life does not want me to be this happy. So like I'd be like, oh shit, what's gonna go wrong? Because it will. When you do something this cute, it's hard to let you go. I want you to understand just how much I love you. What do you say? I'm pretty sure I understand, but if you want to try to prove it again, I'll accept it just because that last line of like, you're gonna teach me shit really doesn't sit well with me, so I'm gonna need you to make that up to me. I nodded, and he gave me the brightest smile I'd ever seen. It seemed I wasn't ready to leave Rokuro either. I mean, you're in the little honeymoon phase, quite literally. But, like, not, but you know what I meant. Thank you. I have lots of time to make up for after all this waiting. True. Although flustered, my utter delight was far greater. No matter what stood between us, I knew we'd endure and overcome anything. We'd create a bright future. Until then, I'd lose myself in our sweet time together. A few days later, Rokuro and I arranged to meet up at Evergreen after work. Oh, we're gonna see Liquor Daddy. I know we're supposed to be dating this man. And, like, he gets spicy, don't get me wrong. And I like it when he's saucy and spicy. I'm here for that. But, like, overall, I do find myself when I'm like, we get to go record! And I'm like, oh. He's not intriguing enough to make me want, like, I was here to record the Labradoodle. I actually was interested in Kohei's story, despite the fact that he's not my favorite love interest. It's just, his hair is stupid. So, like, he's not my type generally. But the character and the route was fun. You know, like, interesting story. I really wanted to stab some people, and it brought out my inner psycho dealing with Boss Babe and all his bullshit, but I love him to death. I like that the drama in this route, but, and there is literally nothing wrong with Yoshioka, but I'm just not, I don't have that connection where I'm like going to record, I'm like, oh. And it's like, but it's, when we're here and we're in the route, I'm having fun. But it's after the fact, I'm like, he just disappears from my mind like he doesn't fucking exist. And that's, it's not what you want. It's not what you want. You want the one that lives rent-free in your mind, and you're like, I cannot stop thinking about this fucker. Instead, when then you're like later, like, you're like, okay, A year from now, I'm not going to remember fucking anything because there's going to be too many games and too many things in my brain that I'm going to be like, oh, right. But 5 minutes after you stop recording, you don't want to forget. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like blank slate and you're like, who were we? What route were we? Oh, right, that guy, the prince. What was his name? You don't want that. But that's kind of the way it feels, which I kind of feel bad for him for that because I don't think he deserves it, but he's just not piquing my interest enough to keep me entertained out when we leave the route. You know what I mean? Like, when we're here and he's being spicy, I'm for that. Minus the whole he's gonna teach me some shit. Gonna ass kick you down the road, sir. But, like, aside from that, like, he's fine. There's nothing wrong with him. I think I just want to love him more than I do. You know, I'm like, you're here. That's all right. You know, he's just one of those characters. And I don't know what it is. I feel like he should be one that's better. Like, Kohei was like, you're here and your route's fun and that's cool. Not going to be my favorite, but I don't hate him or anything. He's just there, you know? And then I figured Yoshioka would be better than that, but I'm like, no. And I guess I'm slightly disappointed, but yeah. Thank you for coming. Sorry for asking you to meet me out of the blue like this. I didn't have any other plans, so I said it wasn't a problem. Given Rokuro had returned to the office, I assumed he was busy. Work's hectic, but all's going well. Everyone continued doing great work while I was away. I was relieved to hear that. The Tempesty employees must have been just as eager to assist Rokuro as the Astario team was. I added that I had assumed we wouldn't have time to meet for a while, so this made me happy. Yeah, me too. We were just together the other day, but I couldn't resist the urge to see you again. I mean, it's adorable, some of the shit that comes out of his mouth. And I should be like, God, I love him! He's so sweet and romantic and princely. And I'm like, the shit that comes out of his mouth is so great. And in the moment, I'm like, oh. But again, I'm going to forget about it 5 minutes from now, which is just, it's disappointing. Yeah? Am I the only one that feels that way? That, like, they have so many good things about him, but then there's so much that's bland that the bland overtakes, which is just not really fair because I feel like he's got, aside from the drama in his route, him himself, some of the shit that he says, you're like, you're like good with the words, okay. But then I forget them 2 minutes later. Like, I don't know what it is. He's just not making a lasting impression on me, which I feel like is wrong. I feel like I'm wrong for that. I don't know. Anyway, Rokuro's sweet words always made my heart sing. Again, but then I'm gonna forget what I was singing. It's like I have amnesia every time I leave, like, short-term memory loss. Boat? I've seen a boat! After raising a toast, we moved on to discuss more serious matters. I wanted to share the latest developments with the engagement at work. The mere mention of the engagement made my body stiffen. Seriously? I mean, this should be the end, so. There's no need to be tense. The arranged marriage has officially been called off. Vito accepted it, and she convinced her parents as well. As a result, both our families have given up on the whole idea. Good, she finally got fucking common sense. We're still not being friends with this bitch. Well, I was relieved to hear that. Worry twisted in me as I thought of how Vito looked the last time I saw her. You better be worried that you're gonna have to kill her, not worried about her, because fuck her. She'd been so distraught, it was hard to imagine her persuading her parents to call the whole thing off. Well, if she has any shred of self-respect, she did it because she realizes that he's never going to love her, and what kind of fucking life is that? Even if she likes him, it's not good enough, and she deserves better than that, even if she's a cunt and I hate her. You know what I mean? She still deserves better, and she's only a horrible human being that I want to murder because she's acting like a dumbass over a man that has no interest in her. If she hikes up her big girl panties and gets some self-respect, then we won't have a problem and I won't have to murder her. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, Surprised. To be honest, I am too. I don't know what led Bito to have this change of heart. But in the end, I think she knew what I really wanted. Thanks to Bito's mediation, I believe our relationship with the Bito Court can be salvaged. As for work, You're being put in charge of the project again, Spacey. Yeah, I'm gonna take a pass. Well, I don't have much time before the new features of the entertainment column are implemented, but I'd like your help putting on the final touches, and your support after it goes live. Once again, I could serve as the bridge between Astario and Tempesty. Returning to that role made me incredibly happy. I was planning to visit Astario officially tomorrow, but I wanted to tell you ahead of time. I believe I can finally fulfill my promise to make you happy. Kind of want you to make me happy in more than just work, but I know what he means by that is like, since Beto's off our backs and has gotten some self-respect, she'll leave us the fuck alone now. And I'll continue striving to prove that I'm not all talk. I needed to put in the same effort. Rokuro couldn't be the only one giving it his all. I said we both had to work hard to make each other happy. I agree. You really are the greatest partner I could have wished for. Yeah, I kinda am. The following day, Rokuro and Higa came to visit Astario. Oh, wait. It's the bland leading the blander. Great. Okay, here's the thing, right? So I'm going to scroll up for a hot second. Hold on. Because I think one of the secret routes is next. And then secret route 2, is before Liquor Daddy. Okay, because it's kind of like, one of the secret routes is Yofi and the other one is Higa, okay? But like, Rokuro is, like, according to Tome Kitten, like, leading into secret route 1 it's pertinent, right? But that's because Yoshioka works with Higa, so it would make sense if he's secret route 1, right? But after the stuff with Yofi being like, wait a minute, I'm sus of that, it would make sense because it goes from working in the office, that's kind of the way the route order is suggested, like working in Astario to working outside Astario, like working with like Tempesty to working, it's kind of like the bridge. Like Rokuro is kind of the bridge to working outside of, because Nori and Shuya have no relation to Astario or Tempesty at all. So it's really odd that Higa or Yofi would be in between them. You go Nori, Secret Route 2, and then Shuya. You know what I mean? Because Yofi works for Astario. Higa works for Tempesty. So, like, because it says Rokuro equals Secret Route 1. And I think it says something in here. I think she said something in here like you kind of should play his route first. Rokuro and Secret Route 1 should be played back-to-back for plot reasons, but that's just her opinion. But if Secret Route 1 is Yofi, plot reasons would be definitely because Yofi's his brother, because that makes sense. Based on, like, because they never explained it, okay? I'm sorry, but if it was just, oh, yeah, we worked together once, they would have brought that up. They would have been like, why was Yofi hacking into your fucking family's house's security, got you free, and then contacting me all James Bond-like? What's the deal? They would have brought it up. And then he would have been like, oh, well, I met him, blah, blah, blah. And they would have just done a passing comment like, oh, we worked together once before. And you would have been like, okay. The fact that they never said anything and they left it like this mystery and he's like, oh, yep, okay, talking to Yovi, okay, whatever. Like, he knows him and then we know it. And then we're like, huh. And then they never said anything again. All right. And he's constantly talking about his brother that is like hidden, and Yofi's been like hidden the whole fucking time. Plus, again, I'm pretty sure I've seen Yofi's character art like once before, but I cannot remember it fully. But I think he was blonde. Blonde! Close enough! Although it's kind of weird because then it's kind of like Nori, then Higa, then Liquor Daddy? Why? What's your deal? Why are you... I mean, it's not... You could probably play any order, and part of me wants to do Higa's route just to get him out of the way, because, like, I don't think you're going to be that exciting. Because, honestly, Yoshioka had a lot of drama in his route, but for a character who's like really pretty and like, oh look, he's the prince, he was bland as fuck. Like, again, it's just me. It's personally, I'm not vibing with him really most of the time. Like overall, moments in the game, yes, but overall, the end result is an eh. And Higa's given me literally nothing. He's wearing a brown suit, but he's more beige than Yoshioka is right now with all the beige that he is wearing. Okay? Like, you just blend into the fucking walls. So I don't know what you're going to give me to be like the second to last route. How unexciting. Nori, who we've met literally once when he tried to follow us home, is far more fucking exciting. And literally all Boy Toy did was like, he's a boy toy? And then he was like trying to follow us home. And Boss Babe took him home. That's it. We've seen Higa like twice as much. And Nori's giving me like 180% and Higa's giving me a negative. Like, you know what I mean? So like, why are you the second? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. We started off pretty good in this game and I'm feeling like, are we gonna like just... We're gonna hit a... Well, I guess maybe saving Higa for later, because maybe he's going to be exciting. Right now, I don't think I could do you back to back, to be fair. I really hope you're not the one right after this, because I was expecting Yoshioka to be more exciting. He gave me a little bland overall, and you just scream bland, and I don't know if I can handle that. I hope I'm wrong about him, I really do. I hope he's like the most exciting, but... He also just looks like stock side character and not love interest, like art-wise. Like, you're probably on the bottom of my list. Seriously. And I'm pretty sure Yofi might have, like, cute baby face. Might be our little baby face. And you know I don't love the baby face ones, but he's still going to be above Higa for just... Look at Asaka, he was gorgeous! Why couldn't you have done that? Why did you put so much effort into that and nothing into Higa? This man is like a rough sketch. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We can hate on him when we get to his route. Oh, he's so bland. Anyway, we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience this has all caused. As Rokuro spoke, both he and Higa bowed deeply. Regarding Bito's accusation about Spacey injuring her, Bito's formally apologized and retracted her claim. Because I'll give her something to complain about. I'll actually hurt her. If Amasawa will accept it, we look forward to working with her again. Of course, but naturally if Amasawa doesn't want to return to the role, we'll continue with Oe in charge. However, I don't think you'll need to worry about that. Kamase turned to me as if asking for confirmation, to which I quickly nodded. She's been eager to return to Tempesty and pick up where she left off. Yeah, boning the boss. I like fucking my bosses. Am I gonna go work at the bar? Liquor Daddy is like kind of your boss in the fact that he's probably old enough to be our dad. So that's kind of like a boss kind of role, I guess. You know what I mean? Inappropriate relationship roles. Yeah. Thank you. We greatly appreciate it. We highly value your partnership and are happy to have her return. And the pleasure's all ours. Well, I don't know about that. Oh, one more thing. Amasawa mentioned something about your arranged marriage being called off. Is that correct? Yes, Bito, her parents, and my parents have all agreed it's for the best. Again, I'm deeply sorry for all the trouble it caused everyone here. I am deeply for all the trouble. I read sorry, but that word was not there. Tim, Ronald, I get it. Sometimes we hit moments of snooze. Wake the fuck up. You do better. My apologies cannot be overstated. There's no need to be so formal. And personally, if it's ended well for you and Amasawa, I couldn't ask for a better outcome. Look at our boss babe being so supportive. This is why we love you and we would have killed for you. I guess I would have killed for Yoshi. I would have just killed Bito because I hate her. It's not necessarily for Yoshioka. It was just because I hated Bito that much. So that's the difference. I'd have killed for Kobase. I'd have just killed Bito because she sucks. part of it might have been like, well, see, it benefits Yoshioka and me, but it was really more for me because I hated her and the way she was treating me. Like, I was gonna kill that other bitch for Kobase's sake. So, difference. See, that's the difference here. That's what makes it why Kobase's better. Because I would kill for him, not just because he dragged some asshole into my life that made my life miserable. You know? Sorry, Yoshioka, that's why you're the subpar boss. Anyway, thank you for everything. No, thank you, I miss you. For the slightest moment, Rokuro seemed dumbfounded by Director Kobase's sincerity, but he smiled after a beat. Well, thank you very much. And also for, like, the childhood friend kind of romance. It does feel a little lackluster. I don't know. Is it just me? He bowed deeply once more. Again, there's moments, but I feel like in every other route you're going through your normal, like, filler kind of bullshit. Like this. Like, and you're just like, okay, we're going through things and, like, whatever. And this, I'm like, are we done yet? Like, is it just me? Is it just me? Am I the only one that was not feeling this route? When I really should have been? Like, the logic is there that it should have been. I mean, don't get me wrong, the drama was there, and I'm proud of the drama. Good for the drama. You know what I mean? But overall, when you package it all up, you're like, yeah, there was drama, and he's really spicy, and he's really pretty, and his CGs were great. But he's forgettable. And overall. And that doesn't make sense. I don't like it when I don't make sense. It's gotta be really driving you guys crazy when this happens. But, like, what is wrong? Anyway. The day after I returned to Tempesty, everyone gave me a warm and enthusiastic welcome. I felt at home right away. Shortly after the morning meeting, it was announced that Bito's time with the company was officially coming to an end. I was like, that bitch better not be here. She better not try to talk to me. I'm not trying to make friends with her. I will throw this game across the room. Kumasawa, may I have a moment? Just as lunch was wrapping up, Rokuro, who had been absent since the morning meeting, approached me. You don't need to bring anything. Just join me in the conference room. As I stepped inside, I was shocked to find Rokuro's father and Bito waiting for us. Ugh! Listen, his dad deserves to apologize to me, but I'm not taking her apology. I will kick her out this motherfucking window. I quickly bowed in greeting, but they only motioned for me to sit down without saying another word. As I announced this morning, Bito's tenure with Tempesty ends today. I nervously glanced at Bito, who was seated across from me. No, this is not the time to be nervous. This is time to glare death stares at her. She looked much healthier than the last time I saw her. Her skin seemed to glow. Did they put her on medication for her insanity? Like, that's kind of wrong. Like, she obviously has some serious fucking issues, but she really should be seeking a therapist. Okay, she really does need one for whatever the fuck stress her parents are putting on her to make her act like this. Seriously? Like, maybe she should seek therapy. And if she needs medication to help her get her brain space clear, there's nothing wrong with that. But, like, maybe she needs it. Maybe she doesn't, but maybe she does. And all I'm saying is, if that's what she needs, good for her, but she can get the fuck out of my face, okay? Do your own work on your own time. We ain't never gonna be friends, okay? Good for you. Go work yourself out. Stay away from me forever. Before leaving Tempesty, I wanted to speak with you directly. So I asked Rokuro, or rather, Yoshioka, to arrange this meeting. I realize I've caused you a great deal of trouble, and I wanted to apologize before leaving. I'm truly sorry. You should be. Anyway, bye. I sincerely did love Yoshioka. I felt that if we were married, I would have been a good partner to him in public and private. I thought that even if he didn't have feelings for me, our family ties might sway him, and perhaps one day... But when he unequivocally declared that you were the only one for him, I woke up to reality and knew that I stood no chance. See, I would take this and be like, okay, you know, if she wasn't such a hostile bitch, there is one thing for her to be like, oh, you're just a passing fancy, I'm his fiance, whatever, and being a little cold and douchey like in the very beginning, you're like, what a bitch! but like you could get her stance. And then, but she was just so fucking awful. And everything she did was just despicable. Okay, this is not like her trying to constantly remind me of my, just like making my work life hell, ruining everything I was working toward. You claim you care about him in the company, but you're ruining the shit that, you know what I mean? Like, you were just, no. Throwing a hissy fit in fucking public and making everybody look bad? No, girl. No. 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 Did I mention no? Because no. At first I was heartbroken. I couldn't accept it. I tried to tear you down, but now I've come to terms with it. And good for you, but again, please leave and don't ever talk to me again. I completely lost my mind. I lied about you, tried to exploit my parents' wealth and influence. Again, I'm glad you're learning from this, so you learn not to be a horrible human being, because most rich people don't, and most horrible human beings don't. They continue to be horrible human beings, so good for you. But also, I'm not going to forgive you, because just no, so please leave. But I should have known Yoshioka would never choose me from the beginning. The man I fell in love with was never going to love me back. So I'm going to improve myself, and once I do, I hope to find the person I'm truly meant to be with. Her heartfelt apology washed away any lingering animosity I had toward her. Yeah, no. No. But that's just me. I'll forgive. I hold grudges. I will hold them like a little grudge goblin, burying them in my little troll cave, okay? She embodied beauty, intelligence, and proficiency. If I met her under other circumstances, I would have admired her. When I smiled at her and accepted her apology, she looked stunned. That must be why he loves you. Thank you, Amasawa. Yeah, well, we're a doormat, so. Her expression was one of joy and liberation as she took her leave. This is like, I mean, good that they made her have her growth potential and everything, but this is definitely different than the Kobase situation where the girl was like acting like a psycho and then her brother was like, no, but you're being wrong. And then she was like, oh, we're like, like, I know Bito's acting like, oh, I was totally wrong. Yeah, but no, the shit you did, no, no. I was still mad at the sister girl. I was like, all right, you were being a psycho because your brother was injured. You had more of a reason to be a little bit of a psycho, you know what I mean? Bito had no fucking reason to be this much of a cunt. Seriously, you were being psycho. This is not, I'm gonna glare at you and I'm gonna teach you your place, don't touch my man. Okay, valid, fine. But it's a forced arranged marriage. You knew he didn't like you and you were still doing all this horrible shit to undermine me because you're a jealous bitch even though you knew he had no intention of ever marrying you. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're just psychotic. So good for you for working on yourself, but you don't deserve my forgiveness. You're not getting it. So go work on yourself and fix your fucking self, but don't think I'm going to be like, good for you, let's be friends. Nope. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. You know? They had to have that, though, so you'd be like, oh, good, she turned into a better person. I don't care. Good for her, but I never want to see or hear from her ever again. Ever. After Bito's departure, the only people left in the room were Rokuro, his father, and me. Dad, don't you have anything you wanted to say as well? Rokuro prompted him to speak when the silence grew unbearable. His father's frown deepened. I owe you an apology, Amasawa. Yeah, you do. I was the one who attempted to get you taken off the Astario project. Yeah, we know. Though I did so out of concern for Rokuro, my actions as president were unjust and wholly out of line. I'll accept your apology, because, you know, whatever. Although his actions had been terrible, I could understand trying to do the best thing for Rokuro. I said that since I returned to the project and received an apology, I saw no reason to remain upset with him. Also, he's going to be my daddy-in-law, so we got to be a little bit more forgiving of him. See, well, it's just who she is. Yeah, a little bit of a doormat and kind of stupid, but... Also, I mean, again, you're going to be our father-in-law, so we kind of have to forgive you, even if inside we're like, bastard. Whatever. You know what I mean? Even if we hold a grudge internally, we're not going to hold it externally. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be like, whatever, you're a big fat asshole, and you know it.
Her social status is irrelevant. Treat her with respect, and I'm sure you'll come to appreciate her, Dad.
Will you simmer the fuck down, Bird?
And thank you for letting her back on the project.
Your toenails are like little fucking daggers digging through my shirt.
It matters little to me. Tempesty will be yours one day, so I suppose it's time to allow you to run it how you see fit.
That seemed to be the extent of the freedom that Rokuro's father was willing to grant him for the moment. He walked off and shut the door behind him.
I suppose things are still a bit awkward for him. Please don't take it personally.
Rokuro's relaxed shoulders and reassuring smile told me he didn't harbor any more concern about his father. We smiled at each other. Having the rest of the engagement issues finally settled was a weight off our shoulders. Isn't this where we should, meet your brother, so we know for a fact? I'm just saying. Plot reasons. For the next few weeks, we all busied ourselves with the implementation of the new column in Astarcy. Once the column was released, a few bugs popped up and the team scrambled to fix them. Fortunately, none of them were major. The launch was generally smooth. Soon after, we received a flood of positive feedback from users, and it was decided that Astarcy would not be shut down. Yay, they didn't shut it down this time! Oh, wait, no, never mind, we do that every time. I'm just kidding. This was soon after I'm pretty sure this line is the exact same one in every fucking route. Then, as Astarcy grew into a highly acclaimed news app, something very unexpected happened. You found out Yofi is your boyfriend's brother?
A detective?
Oh, a directive. Wow. At this time of year, I was like, detective? What? Wow, I can't read. Despite the unusual timing, an internal directive was issued following the decision to continue Astarcy's services. Saltame would transfer to the project development department, while Oa and Minato would stay on the Astarcy team. Bye, Labradoodle! Director Kobase would assume multiple roles in another department. He can juggle my roles. Listen. Just never mind. As for me, I was transferred back to my original department, design. It's just kind of sad, so Oa and Minato are the only two people running Astarcy now, and that's bizarre.
So, Spacey, your assignment was to help Astarcy temporarily after all. I suppose they think the job is complete. I believe that's a fair evaluation, but it hasn't even been a year. I'm gonna miss having you.
It had been only 6 months since I was transferred to the Astarcy team. My responsibilities were incredibly different from design. It had been difficult work, but quite enjoyable and very rewarding. I like the fact that at least it's been 6 months since we started working with him and founded our relationship, and now we got to this point, and you know what I mean? Because it makes sense, we're rebranding and redoing the thing, and now the thing rolled out, and it's probably been a couple of weeks, if not a month, since, we rolled out the new Astarcy, app or whatever, and whatever, but when I said I was sad to leave Tempesty so soon after being reinstated.
Well, I'm confident you'll achieve a great deal as a designer going forward, Spacey. I have no doubt your experience from the last 6 months have helped you grow. I might feel lonely for a while. Let's try to remain optimistic. I'll always be here for you, and
even though we don't work together, we don't live together. But we're dating, so we'll see each other all the time.
Besides, I have a feeling we'll be working together again soon.
I was curious what he meant by that, but he merely smiled and didn't elaborate before leaving. After that, I resumed my role in the design department. Then, about a month later, the chief of the design department called me in for a conversation I hadn't expected, and I finally understood what Rokuro hinted at before.
So they finally mentioned it, Spacey.
When I brought it up over dinner, Rokuro seemed completely unfazed.
I've been consulting with them about our shortage of designers, but it wasn't a direct assignment, Spacey.
I assumed Rokuro had been pulling strings behind the scenes, but it seemed I was wrong.
I thought they'd choose you after considering your experience and skills, even without my intervention. I'll explain what we need in more detail when you come to our office next week.
So he's basically like, hey, we could use some design help. You got some designers? We could use some. And they're like, oh, we could send the girl you're banging. Come on.
Spacey, I want you to work both as a designer for us and as a mediator between Tempesty and Astario again. Also,
Rokuro paused, his expression turning serious. Are you going to propose to me? Because this is a great time for it.
My father spoke to me again about succeeding him as the president a couple days ago. I was asked to join the board of directors and take on a management role. Some members of the board had issues with me, given everything that happened. But he emphasized that many people supported the idea of me becoming president. In order to live up to their expectations, I'll work to grow the company even more as a board member.
After the success of Astarcy, I was sure that his father trusted him more than ever. I watched him work tirelessly for so long. I was as happy for him as I would be about my own achievements.
Oh, that's going to keep me very busy, so how about we go on another date before that starts? There's a place I really want to go with you, Spacey.
Is this the game where we get the after credit scene before the credits? Or do we actually get an after credit scene after the credits? I can't remember. Then the day of our date arrived. We enjoyed a leisurely drive in his car, admiring the sunset until we arrived at the park where we first met. It wasn't the park we'd visited near our offices. It was truly the one from our childhood. Oh, no, this is a cute place to propose.
I wanted to come here with you at least one more time. I'm glad it's still here. I checked with my uncle to make sure it was. I would have been sad if we traveled all the way to find it gone. We used to make castles in that sandbox. Do you remember? Oh, that was fake and that was the fake horse-drawn carriage over there.
Being there with Rokuro brought memories rushing back. This humble little park started everything between us. Overcome with nostalgia, I spun around to scan the whole park, and then Rokuro bent down on one knee beside me. I told you, this is the perfect... I thought the dinner would have been romantic, and then as soon as he brought it to the park, I'm like, no, this is 100% the place. So this is adorable, and I love it. This is the great way to end this one, okay? Because now it makes me feel a little bit better about it. I still think overall is like, but it's a great end. It's a great end.
This time, it isn't pretend. I want you to be my one and only princess.
And it's an engagement CG, in case I did mention that. Rokuro's hand cradled a small white box. He smoothly opened the lid, revealing a dazzling, glittering ring inside.
Will you marry me?
I thought I might be confused, anxious. Instead, my heart flooded with pure elation, and I smiled uncontrollably. I nodded profusely and cupped his hands in mine. The brilliance of his smile rivaled the sunset behind him.
Thank you.
Our relationship was only 6 months old, but it was already packed with so many experiences and intense emotions. Plus, you've been, childhood sweethearts in a way. You've been pining... Well, he was your first love. You forgot about him a little bit, but, he's been pining for you for decades, so... When we reconnected in the spring, I had no idea that my feelings for him would blossom so swiftly into love. I couldn't pinpoint exactly when it happened, but we both felt deeply in love.
You truly are my princess.
Could you imagine the fact that, if Yofi is your brother, we're gonna marry your brother? I was thinking in my head just now, it's gonna be weird when we date Higa because, you work together and now we know that you're pining for this childhood sweetheart girl that you... Only after you meet us, again, are you thinking that we might be the same person. So, maybe he never figures it out in the other routes, but we also never really work with him too much. We meet him in passing, whatever. But we'll be working with Tempesty and Higa, so we'll be around him a lot. So that's ouch. But then if Yofi is your brother, the audacity to romance your brother? Oh, ouch. Oh, shit. Oh, no. That kind of, I don't know.
You truly are my princess.
Well, unless I marry your brother.
I love you.
I can't. That's so hard. Oh my god. That's so fucked up. It was a miracle that we met again after all those years. A pure fairy tale. And then I married your brother. After being apart for so long, we promised to never leave each other's sides again. To seal that promise, we pulled each other close and kissed tenderly, relishing in loving each other for the rest of our lives. Oh no! Okay, I was like, please stop. Where's the button to stop it? Oh no! What if that is? The spin-offs were the ones that we've already... Those are the... Okay, that's right. These are the ones that we actually did this time. We just didn't do them in the... Okay, Listen. Wait a minute, that I always forget when we get to the episodes is just the... That's just the... Okay, those are just the chapters. Okay. I was like, you know what? It's one of those things that sometimes you're like, wait, are there other little side stories that I forget about? No, there's not. Okay. I don't want to forget. Okay, we're missing a couple CGs, but that's only because... Like, is this the game that hates us? Wait. This is the game that hates us. This is the game that hates us. I hate it! I hate it! Fail game! Anyway, fixing our seatbelt. And it's just basically the exact same CG, just a different outfit. Again, show alt should show the alternate. It should go back to the first one, not act like the back button. I hate that. That one is a pretty CG. That's a good one. You know? I mean, he did have really good CGs. Again, they did Kobase dirty with his CGs. I don't feel like they were great. Yoshioka's CGs are better. Like, I feel like his CGs are better than his sprites. You know what I mean? But still overall, like they loved him in his sprites. In his CGs. But overall, still, even though the end's kind of cute and the whole, like, we were childhood friend kind of thing, like, there's points of it that I really like. But overall, it's still just like, okay, it's there. I don't know. I guess it just doesn't hit the right place for me of like, God, I love you. But look at him. Look at how fucking beautiful this man is. I should love you more than I do. I should be like, I don't care if your route was boring. Look at you, you beautiful bastard. I enjoy looking at your CGs, but that's all I really want to do. You are the perfect epitome of the, like, artwork. Like, oh my God, like, you know, sometimes there's a man that's just beautiful. It's like, you're a beautiful work of art. I just want to look at you. Not taking you home to hang on my wall or anything like that, but I just like looking at you. You know? You're like, you are beautiful. That's it. I just like looking. You know? Don't want to touch. Don't want to take you home. Don't want to romance you. Not interested in you like that. Just like looking. It's like going to an art museum. You know, you're like, ow, that is a beautiful painting. I'm not going to buy a print of it and hang it up. I don't love it that much. But, like, it's pretty to look at while you're there. You know? And he is pretty to look at while we're here. That was also a really nice CG, even though we don't really see much of him aside from his side profile. But, like, the lighting is beautiful. You know what I mean? I know, we've got the stupid gallery thing, but we can't really do anything about that because they don't want to, like... And then he has moments like this where you're like, look at you being a little spicy and sexy. I love, like, he had some good spicy moments. But it doesn't make up for the rest of it where you're like, oh, okay, he's just there. You think the balance would have been good, but I guess it's just not the right kind of balance for me personally. You know? So, it's unfortunate. And this is the awkward... No. No. That one's so wrong. But that one's adorable. You know? I still think, though, this one's a good one. This one's great. I mean, I know it's ridiculous and weird, but he is so pretty in this one. You know what I mean? And, like, that one's so good, too. This one's still probably, like, he is so gorgeous in this one, it's awkward, but this could be one of my favorites. Like, we'll go with this one, I guess. We want to hide the menu. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, overall, just, he's there. I'm gonna forget that he exists. You know what I mean? We have, interesting, the work end... We have to go into the title menu, go to episode and find it. And then there is a CG variation. So But there are technically 2 CGs missing, I think, right? Aren't there 2 missing? There's 2. So this is the one with the CG variation, but then, like, what's that one? They didn't tell us that in the guide. Love End has a CG. Work End doesn't say it has a CG. And then there's another, like, a CG variation. So, but we're still missing one, so that's interesting. Huh. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe there is, like, a Love End CG, too. I don't know. Let's see. Does it say anything on the top? Yeah, it just says his Love End unlocks ACG, but we're missing one, so... And we did all the right answers, so what are we missing? Whatever. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so we'll do his Love End, the Work End, and then the CG variation choice. Like... After... Hi, thank you. Next time. But yeah. It was alright. It was alright. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of glad it's over, because again, every single time I have to record his route, I'm like, okay, we're gonna go record, and I'm like, oh. We have fun while we're in it, but again, it's so forgettable, and like, I don't feel the hype afterward. Like, I'm hyped while we're here, like, there are moments where we're having a great time, or then like, goddamn, the drama's making me mad, but I love that, you know? And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I've got to come back and finish his route. And I just feel like there's other routes. It could just be also, like, right now, my mojo's kind of, like, off. Could be it. It could be the combination. I think we've played better. It was... Again, I really can't say more than, like, there was nothing wrong with the plot line and everything. They gave us drama. He had spicy moments mixed in with his vanilla-ness. So but I guess it's just the character himself was just not hitting it for me, even though it had a lot of good potential points where it should have, but it just missed my personal marks, I guess. And I don't even know what those are. I can't even be like, oh, well, I need him to be like this and that. It's like, there's just something about him that just, as pretty as he is to look at in his CGs, just does nothing for me unless he's saying saucy lines, and then that's just, now that when you're not saying those saucy lines, it's like, you know? So, like, pretty to look at, but I don't want to take you home. And I am intrigued as to who the next secret route is, but we'll find that out the next time as well. So, anyway, I will see you next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.